everyone, and welcome back to another round of Grand Prestige League Sprint World Tour Round 6 here at Trial Mountain Reverse. I do apologize for that technical delay that we kind of had there. A little bit of a connection drop on my end, so hopefully that's the last of it. Hopefully it's just a one and done type issue. But we are back here at Trial Mountain here, this time for SWT. Trial Mountain Reverse, I mean, it's a very famous circuit. I mean, the weather is absolutely perfect here in Northern California. 3.38 miles around, 5.44 kilometers, mid-speed track, which is interesting, noting the two massive straightaways coming out of turn 15 and then coming out of turn 7 at the bottom and tops of the track map on screen. And then we have perfect weather here today, so it's SL1 weather, so there's going to be perfect sun, no wind, and it's going to be a perfect day for racing. And we have 28 laps here after a 10-minute qualifying session here for SWT. So let's go ahead and get on track and just see what we're working with here. So we have B23 here racing for Exo Rapide, and then we have Schulte, and this is a livery I did kind of talk about before we got delayed by the tech problems. So the livery that Schulte and the other high caliber drivers are going to run this time around, which would be Schulte and Killswitch. This is a livery commemorating their partnership with Exodus Motorsports in the Formula GT Championship. And 1 year ago, around this same time, they won the team's championship in that partnership. Now, I will say that that livery is going to be specifically for the high caliber machines. It is not a merger again. It is just a commemoration livery. So that is pretty much what we have here today. And hello, Illusion. Good to see you again. Hopefully we don't cut out this time. And hello, Nagato. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Easter Sunday. Hopefully you guys spend time with your family, eat good food, enjoy some awesome racing like what we're about to have here. And try not to do what B23 just did with the pirouette, the ballerina shenanigans. He is doing car on track at the moment, so. Alright, so Kemmersure, the race host, is starting now. So that damage will not actually carry over. He's just having a good time. He's just having some fun here while we get the lobby started. This is going to be the beginning of our qualifying session, then followed by 28 laps of racing here around this circuit in Northern California. And it's going to be go time here. Trial Mountain is a very famous circuit in the Gran Turismo series. It's been in, I think, almost every single installation of Gran Turismo with the exception of Sport. And then for GT7 it got a massive facelift. Nuko saying that he is the steward. He will be the head steward for this race, as he typically is when it comes to the SWT category. We have 10 cars going to be on track here today, so just a little shy of our full grid. But it's going to be a really fun race here today, and I hope you guys drop a like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you have not already, because we're getting pretty close to the end of the season. There's only 2 more rounds after this. 4 races in total, because we have 2 for WEC, which raced last week, and then we have SWT, which is currently going on now. But yeah, so we are down to only 2 rounds left to go in each. We head to Tokyo for Tokyo Expressway next time out. And then we wrap things up with a sprint weekend at Interlagos. It's going to be a fantastic day of racing here. Lots of good overtaking opportunities. This track does have some similarities to Deep Forest Raceway, a track we went to earlier on in the season, as we see CBD navigate some of the, well, not the trickiest part of the track, but it's a part of the track that is pretty easy to get wrong. There's so much elevation change here on this track that if you're not careful, it will catch you out, and a lot of blind corners, especially if you're racing in cockpit view. And some of these corners can catch you off guard. We're going to go on board now with CBD. The Mexican driver now trying to go ahead and continue his solid performance that he's had throughout the season. I mean, this SWT team has just been absolutely stellar here in SWT. Go ahead and pull up the results. So this is from round 5. Hop House taking a win. He took the win in Barcelona. I don't know why my brain spaced on what track we were at last week. But yeah, so taking a look at the driver standings now. CBD is only about 11 points behind his teammate B23 Exo Rapide 1 and 2 in the championship, and then also followed by Hop House in Jedi for Kaizen Motorsport. And I mean, those two teams have been the most dominant teams that we've seen all season. It's pretty much every single race winner has been from one of those teams. But the thing is that CBD has actually not taken a race win yet this season. He's gotten close, he's gotten podiums. He's been on the podium pretty much every single race. Actually, I think he's been in second place. Actually, sorry. He missed out on one singular podium, and that was in Croatia for round 2. And then for both the sprint race and the feature race, he was on the podium spot in Switzerland. And it's a really good lap there for CBD. It is a 128. His teammate B23 just about a 10th and a half behind. And then we have Schulze running their special high caliber or Exo high caliber racing livery. And your boy Grand, Nemesis, Artur, who was racing during his birthday last week, or sorry, last time out in SWT. Kemajur, and then we have Hop House, Jedi, and Killswitch. We'll actually go on board now with Hop House as he goes ahead and tries to make sure that he can go ahead and keep up his solid performance from 2 weeks ago when he won after a very stellar race in Barcelona and the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And it's going to be pure cinema to see how this qualifying session goes. These drivers are going to burn all of their overtake, because I mean, you can use overtake, and what overtake does, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, it gives your car a boost in horsepower. So you can honestly kind of use it like a DRS system or a nitrous system essentially. It probably is honestly kind of a bit closer to nitrous. Functions fundamentally the same in game. So we're seeing him navigate through corner number 12. He's only got a few more corners left to go, and these corners are fast that he's coming up to. You can full throttle these corners. As we're seeing it here, he full throttle turns 13 through 15. He's going to come across the line. It's not going to be enough for pole position. It'll be good enough for P4 at the moment. He is only 100th away from Schulte, who is in P5. Arturo, though, is actually pretty close. He is actually right up under B23's time by only 62 hundredths of a second. That's actually a really solid time there for the Dutchman. Oh, but he has a bit of a slide there, and yeah, that's gonna pretty much end that qualifying run. But we're only halfway into qualifying, so we do still have some other runs to go through. Gonna take a look at Nico. Nico did not have the greatest of races last time out in Barcelona. He's gonna try to look to recover some form here in Trial Mountain. He is up almost up by half a second on his personal best. That won't be enough to improve his position, but it will still be a good time improvement nevertheless. He is only about half a second ahead of Kemajur in the HoloLive racing machine. We'll see if the Project Zero driver can keep up this performance and try to improve his time even more. He needs about a 3-second improvement to go ahead and jump your boy Grand, the other HoloLive driver, as he navigates through the woodlands here in California. Let's see if Nico can put it all together now. He's only got a few more corners left to go. Good throttle management through turn number 12, and now these corners you can just go flat out on. Gonna use all the downforce. He's out of overtake though, so that is worth noting. So let's see, what can he do? Can he improve his time? it's not going to be an improvement of his time nor his position, as we are down to about 3 minutes left of qualifying here and Trial Mountain, and I believe we're in Sacramento, California. The game doesn't have a specific location, we just know it's in Cali. Just going based off of the track map that we were given in game. Kemmerer now is going to try to make an improvement, although I think he's on a he's about to start a flyer, so the Kemmerer and his Halai team they have a new livery this time out. I know that is a specific Shark VTuber. I don't remember the name because I don't keep up with the VTuber part of the streaming industry as much as I probably really should. But we're going to actually take a look at the machine of Kill Switch and the high caliber racing machine. I almost called it a high caliber or exo high caliber just because that is what I'm so used to calling that specific livery, but it is a very fantastic livery. Shout out to the livery designer. He did a very fantastic job designing that beautiful livery, and I mean it's iconic for a reason, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. It is a very pretty livery. Maybe we'll see them collaborate again in the future, and maybe we'll see that livery back on track once again. So we're going to stay on board now with Kill Switch as he goes ahead and begins his next flyer. There's only about a minute and a half left of qualifying. He's going to put pedal to the metal. He's going to burn all of the overtake, and we're going to see what he can do. He's going to go ahead and get the lap started. Sorry, just checking some things out. There's a bit of an issue on my end. Okay, yep, it was just a bit of a delay. Apologies for that. So we're gonna actually go back with Kemmerer now, as he's gonna go ahead and try. The wind did pick up here a little bit. It's now 8.7 feet per second. And so we're gonna see if he can go ahead and improve his time or his position. He is a little bit away from Kill Switch here, and he's going to come across the line, and it's going to be not an improvement, not by a healthy margin. So now we're going to look at Hop House, who is currently on pole position, our winner from last time out at Barcelona. We'll see if Hop House has anything to do, if he can go ahead and improve his time. It's Kaizen Motorsport 1-2 right now, and actually not by a lot. Jedi is only 69 hundredths away from his teammate. And we are down to the last 15 seconds of qualifying. Drivers will be able to finish their lap, but they cannot start a new one. Kaizen is not going to be able to start a new lap. CBD and B23 are. We'll jump to them once we go ahead and get Hop House's lap time in the books. And that is it for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Hop House has an answer. It is not an improvement. He was slower by half a second. And now it's time for the final lap for all of these drivers. CBD, the only driver. He is in second place in the championship, but he has yet to get a win. The only driver from the top two teams to not have scored a victory yet this season. He is going to do everything that he can to at least start from the front of the field. And actually B23 has called into the pit, so he won't be able to improve his lap. So the only drivers that could usurp Hop House is CBD and Schulte, and maybe the two drivers in P9 and P10. I don't know. Everybody else is in the pits, but it is purple. We're seeing purple sectors here from the X's Repeat A driver. Kemmerer sets a new time, not good enough for a pole position. We'll see if CBD can usurp the Kaizen 1-2 here. I mean, he needs to at least get ahead of Jedi because of that team game. Oh, that's a rapid time. That's a pole position lap time if I've ever seen it. By half a second, CBD gets it in there, and he does exactly what he needs to. We're going to take a look at Schulte. Schulte is going to try to come across the line, but it's not an improvement by any stretch for him. So nothing for him. And I believe that is it for qualifying. That is it for qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, that was a pretty interesting qualifying session here. CBD, and then he's got Hop House, Jedi, B23, Artura, AK Nemesis, and then we have your boy Grand, Schultze, Chemiser, Nico, and Killswitch. That will be your starting grid for today's race here at Trial Mountain. And once we get everything squared away, we will go ahead and do our 28 laps around this circuit. And it is going to be a blast. You guys are definitely not going to want to go anywhere. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe because we're going to have some fun here today. Just going to go ahead and wait for that timer to kind of officially run down. I think it's just letting drivers kind of finish whatever lap they're on, which would be specifically a colder lap. Yeah, I think I'm reading chat here. CBD clutch he did. That was a very fantastic lap there from the Mexican driver. But earlier said there is 5 comments, but I've only seen 3 so far, so I'm not sure if YouTube is delayed or not. If you did put something in chat, I promise I'm not ignoring you. It's just something I just genuinely do not see. But Artura is gonna be right back, and so are we. Once we get green, we will return. Don't go anywhere. Actually, go ahead and get yourself a drink and a snack, because you'll definitely want to be seated for 28 laps around this amazing circuit. The circuit that has been rooted so deeply in Gran Turismo history. You guys are definitely not going to want to go anywhere. Get your snacks, get your drinks, and go ahead and get comfortable, because this one is going to be a fun one. We'll be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the drivers are given the signal that they are ready. We are going to go ahead and get the micro race briefing here very soon. once again, for those of you at home who may be unfamiliar with how the GPL works and some of its rules, overtake usage is available from the start, but they cannot use it until lap 2. And also, as Kevin Sure has said, Nuko, a driver in the WEC category, he currently is the head steward, and he is in control of the red flag. So if he sees that 7 cars collide at the start of the race, he will go ahead and give the red flag. The lobby will be reset, and then we'll have to get back going later on. So here we go. We have 10 drivers currently on track, and we're about to go ahead and get started here with today's race. 28 laps here on Easter Sunday, and it is gonna be fireworks because there's so many good overtaking opportunities. The wind is currently at 8.5 feet per second going to the northwest. I had to make sure I had my directions correctly. But no overtake until lap 2, as Kevin Sure has said. While in game you can use it at any point, in GPL we do want the drivers to not use it until lap 2. It does result in a penalty in most cases. Sometimes if it was like for a fraction of a second, it can be just kind of considered an honest incident, but that is going to be up to the steward's digression. Light damage will be enabled, so cars will be able to repair themselves, unlike they would in a WEC race where you would have to come into the pits and get your car fixed up. After around 30 seconds or so, your car will be repaired if the damage is enabled. All tire types are allowed. I mean, you can use like racing, or you can use like comfort softs if you want even, within the rules, but I don't see why you would do that. But anyways, we're about to go ahead and get started here today with round number 6 of the Sprint World Tour here at the Grand Prestige League. Super Formula is about to get super, so you guys definitely don't want to miss it. We're going to head down to trackside now. We're going to see those 5 red lights come on at any moment now. These drivers are going to have to, apologize for the blue screen at random. I hit a wrong button on my keyboard. But anyways, here we go. Gonna wait for those 5 red lights to come on. And it's lights out and away we go. And it is a fantastic start there from our pole sitter CBD, but it looks like I can't tell what car that is in the back, but CBD does lead the cars to the very tricky turn or sector 1, and there's a spin in the background. There's a bit of a spin there. That is Artura. Artura has had the spin in the background. Let's watch it again. That was the car I couldn't identify. He was trying to shake for a move now, and then he just got kind of caught and then just kind of spun around. Just kind of I mean, we know turn 1 on this track can be almost as notorious as Monza, at least in this configuration, because we are on the reverse layout of this track. Otherwise we'd be going the other way, but we know turn 1 here can be kind of dangerous, and CBD has had a rocket ship start here, already pulling away. Remember, no overtake can be used as we take a look at all of our drivers. No overtake usage so far, so nobody will be getting that penalty. Good stuff here. And wow, it looks like Hop House and CBD have really pulled away from this pack in this early stage of the race. They're about to come across the line now. They only have a few more corners left to navigate, and then lap 1 of 28 will be done, and overtake will be legal here in this Grand Prix, and it's going to be fireworks all throughout today. Who's going to find the golden egg of victory? Stick around to find out. Overtake is now enabled. We'll see who is going to go ahead and use it first. Take a look for any big battles here. It looks like Jedi is trying to get ahead of your boy Grant, who is at actually a pretty fantastic start for your boy Grant. He's fighting right now with the Kaizen Motorsports car of Jedi now. And we also have to remember that Kaizen is in that team's championship battle, as they have been the dominant team aside from EXO. The EXO team has just been super dominant this season, but right up there with them has been Kaizen Motorsport, the brand new team for this season. Hopefully we'll see them around more often. because these drivers have been nothing short of fantastic. We're going to go ahead and just kind of look and see. Jedi didn't have the greatest of starts here in this race. He might have been caught up in a little bit of that kerfuffle at the get-go of this race. And I just absolutely love this tunnel section that they are going through. One of the many good spots to overtake on. Good evening, Flying Aces. Good to see you in chat, good sir. Hope you're having a fantastic Easter Sunday, because I certainly know I am. And this has been a really solid race here. Kaizen and Jedi and your boy Grant just scrapping it out here. We're actually gonna do, after this, we're gonna take a look at the tires that everyone is currently using. But we'll see if your boy Grant can hold off Kaizen, who is running that soft tire compound, compared to the mediums of your boy Grant. It's going to be burning the overtake. It's going to be a drag race coming down into turn number 1 and 2 into chicane. Your boy Grant does have that inside line. That's going to be so crucial. Oh! Actually, that was a bit of a connectivity spike, so ignore that. That was definitely not important. Gran Turismo just making things look worse than they actually do. And Kaizen did get ahead, but looks like some of these cars are just getting a little snappy, and Schulte just inserted himself there in between Jedi and Grand there, so he's up in the P5. It's been a pretty good race here for Schulte now. Trying to get as best of a result as he can, considering the special livery that they're running. But we're going to take a look up here at the front, and it's going to be Hophouse and CBD battling it out now. There's only half a second between these two as we move from one Kaizen Motorsports car to the other. It looks like Hophouse is already improving his lap time. He's about to set another fastest lap of this race as he's trying to chase down CBD. He does take a bit of a wider line there through turn number 12. And this is going to be really, really intense coming up here. The overtake is going to be burned. Let's see the tires. Both drivers on that medium compound tire. The 50-50 of the tires. Now typically in these GPL races you're going to see softs and mediums be used to effect. However, there's no specific rule on having to use the two different types of compounds. You could go all the way for, you can do mediums the entire race, you can do softs the entire race, you can do hards the entire race. Wets or intermediates if you want, although those won't be useful until next week, because it is expected to rain when we hit the Tokyo Expressway next week for both SWT and WEC, with WEC being first. So we'll just have to go ahead and see how that's going to play out. This battle between your boy Grand and Jedi is still battling on, but we're going to still switch back to the battle. This is going to be a pass for the lead. Potentially Hophouse was looking for the inside line. He doesn't get it. CBD still holds on to that position for now. Still holding on with everything in his power, trying to fight to keep that position with every fiber of his being. And this is going to be absolutely epic, and I'm so excited to see how this race is going to play out. I mean, Hophouse is kind of losing a bit of time there to CBD as we kind of take a look at the rear diffuser cam. And Hophouse is not really getting closer. He's staying about the same distance away. Trying not to burn up all of his overtake before he can go ahead and make a move. I mean, you definitely don't want to burn up the overtake before the last lap anyway, so good management there from Hophouse. We know that management is something that Hophouse can do. We saw it in Barcelona. He managed that race to near perfection. Oh! Okay, that's, okay, that was a connectivity spike if I've ever seen one. Gran Turismo servers are kind of having a fit today, it may seem. Your boy Grand now, we're going to watch this battle again. Your boy Grand is currently in P4, which is a really good position here for the HoloLine Racing team. Excellent stuff here from all of these drivers. Let's go ahead and see. Kemajur is trying to fight off a hard charging Artura, who had a moment at the beginning of the race trying to make his move happen. And look at how much wear that soft tire has. So the tires getting chewed up quite a lot around this track, which I honestly wasn't expecting to see those tires get burned up as much, but here we are. We're seeing the tires being burned up a lot. And the fuel usage too is already a halfway, so these drivers are going to have to likely get fuel at some stage of the race, and the mediums are definitely the tire to be on. Jedi also starting on the soft tire compound, but those soft tires are definitely not lasting super duper long. Those mediums they've been the workhorse here in this race. As once again we gotta go back to this fight for the lead here with CVD and Hop House. Let's see what can happen here as we drive on board the player camera for Kaizen, or for the Kaizen car I should say. CVD is doing good. He's managing, doing everything he needs to at the moment. As we now ride on board with Hop House, just seeing how he navigates that beautiful section from turn 3 to turn 7, and now the massive stretch of tunnels leading into turn number 8. I think this was a new addition to the track that wasn't around in prior Gran Turismos. This track did get lengthened to its current race length. It was quite a bit shorter. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, unfortunately, but this track has been around for a very long time, and it has seen some updates. So we're going to go back down now to Schulte and your boy Grand. This is the battle for P4 on track. These two cars are getting close, but just not quite enough. But look how much overtake Schulte has used. Schulte has just used so much overtake here. That's insane. I mean, you've already burned through half of your overtaking. We're not even at the halfway stage of this race. You definitely want to practice some management, as your boy Grant is still going to hold on, for now at least. We're going to take a look and see if there's any other battles. Killswitch does have a half-second penalty for track limit violations. I can think of a few good spots for that one, but once again, CBD is in control of this race. We're actually going to go back to this battle that was for P4 at the moment, with your boy Grant, the Thai driver, trying to do his best to go ahead and continue to pull away from the Canadian driver directly behind him. They want this to be, I mean, if they were going to pick any race to have a super strong result in this, it might as well be this one. They're running the special livery for the weekend, and I know for the high caliber racing team, they would really love a solid result here in Trial Mountain. The overtake management on Schulte hasn't been the greatest, but he actually has a little bit of edge in the tire life battle, so I mean, it's a 50-50 now, essentially, with your boy Grant having better overtake, but Schulte having the better tires as it sits right now, although the deficit isn't nearly as much in the tire department as it is for the overtake department. But this is going to be a really spicy battle here. If Schulte can catch up to your boy Grant, he's going to try, but he's going to try to start saving that overtake now, as Jedi is actually going to make his pit stop. That front left tire is absolutely shredded. It is shredded like pulled pork. And yeah, that tire is basically just string cheese at this stage of the race, so he definitely needed to pit in. See what the pit stop window is here in Trial Mountain. He's going to make his way into the pits. I wonder if he's going to go to the hard tire or go to the mediums. We'll see. Yep, he switched to the mediums. That's kind of what I predicted. I didn't think he would go for the hard tires because, unfortunately, hard tires are not super duper competitive in this game. You really don't use the hard tire compounds if the other ones are available to you, and it's not required for you to use specific compounds. And Jedi had to just gotta watch out there for kill switch. I actually wonder what happened to kill switch there. We'll see if we can kind of get a replay of that. There it is. Oh no, that was just the position they came out in. Oh yeah, he touched the wall a bit, and that was good evasion there from Jedi. I mean, it is light damage, thankfully, for the sake of kill switch, so that should be fixed pretty quickly. As we kind of go back to the front, and Hop House is really just kind of lost out to CBD, who is better than him on that, at least that front left management. We know the front left has been really strong, or the front left actually has been the tire that's been getting the most abuse, I should say. So very interesting stuff. Yeah, for some reason, YouTube is just not giving me the updated chat, which is really bizarre. So, once again, I'm not purposely ignoring you guys. It's just I don't have that full chat, which is really weird. Yeah, I am only seeing like the first 6 messages from chat. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully everybody who is in chat is having a fantastic day. Hope you guys are having a lovely Easter holiday, because I know I certainly am. Getting to commentate here at GPL is always something to look forward to, because I know the racing here is going to be interstellar. As once again we're watching this battle between Schulte and your boy Grant. This isn't a battle that I think we'd be seeing a lot of today, but this is definitely a good battle nevertheless. These two drivers giving it their all here. Two drivers on teams that haven't had the most fortunate of seasons, especially compared to Kaizen and Exo. Taking a look now at the team standings here. And right now, yeah, it's a Hololive and High Caliber Racing are currently P5 and P6. As it sits right now, 72.5 points there for High Caliber Racing. And then Hololive with 56 points, so there is a bit of a battle there. Another battle I didn't even really realize. We are going to see a change in position today in the championship in the constructor side of things, because Red Bull Adidas doesn't have any drivers present that I can see, and with Project Zero being only 4 points behind, then yeah, I think they're going to definitely, as long as Artura and Nemesis, well, Artura and Nemesis, same person, Artura and Nico both finish, well actually even if one of them finishes the race in a decent enough position, then they will definitely get the jump and they will go up a position into the constructor standings. They'll move up into P3, so that is definitely something to worry about in the constructor standings. The Castle team unfortunately just hasn't had the greatest of season either. They're in last with 22 points. Pretty far away from Hololive Racing and High Caliber Racing, but the closest one would be Red Bull Adidas and Project Zero, but none of the Red Bull Adidas drivers are present, unfortunately. Now we're going to take a look at just see how everything is going. CBD has really pulled away from this one. As Keminger is getting the blue flag, he will slow down to go ahead and let Hop House through. I'm assuming he's going to do that for B23 as well next time he gets a good opportunity. B23, our current leader in the Drivers' Championship. He is leading ahead of his teammates by 11 points. So right now CBD would close that gap if he could get his maiden win of the season here. But we're not even at half race distance yet, so we still have quite a bit of racing left to go. We're going to actually go ahead and do an onboard lap with our current race leader, and we will be back. Don't go anywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of the onboard, so you can hear that very powerful 625 horsepower inline 4 engine in these Super Formula cars. But a little ways back, we actually do have a what's looking like a good battle. And once again, it is Schulte and your boy Grant here battling it out now for P4 on track. Now, I think this would be this would be a very solid result for both of these teams. I mean, both of these teams could really use the points now at this stage. There's only 2 more rounds left after this, so I mean, their chances of getting points is slowly dwindling away. But right now, Schulte is going to go ahead. But actually, if these two are not careful enough, then a certain Artura might be looking to pick up the pieces. So it's going to be curious to see what happens here, because one mistake, that's all it takes. It takes one singular mistake for Artura to be right up on the back of these cars, like white on rice. And we know Artura would not hesitate to get into the gearbox of either of these two cars here. And now I'm saying, okay, so I think the stream might just be a bit bugged, because I got that chat message and it was saying that Hop House's wear is significantly worse than B23's. I will go and take a look at that for comparison. That front left tire seems to be the tire that has been getting so much abuse in this race. And yeah, I see exactly what you mean. B23 does definitely have better tire life in this stage of the race. But Hop House really doesn't have much of an advantage, really, just aside from like just current raw pace at the moment. But that pace is going to start falling away as the tire gets more and more degraded. I didn't really expect this track to be as much of a tire muncher as it is, but I guess through the fast sweeping sector of the track shortly after turn 2, I guess it kind of makes sense that the tires would be kind of on edge. But also something else worth noting is that being in that dirty air will affect your tire wear. And also, not to mention, this track has a metric ton of elevation change here. There's so much elevation change up and down this track, pun entirely intended. But yeah, it's a fun track, but I can see now where it would be super duper tough on tires. And we know that the EXO drivers have been pretty solid in the realm of management. We know that both B23 and CBD are excellent in the realm of tire management, and we're going to see Hop House and B23 come into the pits. Now, this is not something I was expecting. I expected B23 to continue on the overcut just because he could get a few extra laps out of those tires and then maybe try to switch it up so he could have later tire advantage, but I guess just to play it safe, he's going to try to cover off. And now we see Nemesis and Schulte now coming into the pits as well, and your boy Grand. So interesting battles happening here up and down the field. But I just wonder if that was the right call there for B23 to not go for the overcut onto Hop House, because now they're pretty much at the same spot. But B23 is really going to start trying to burn some of that overtake, I would assume, to see if he can go ahead and manage to catch up to one of his championship rivals. Yeah, I think personally that Brando, aka B23, definitely did pit it a bit too early. I think the idea would have been to kind of go for the longer stint, because what you could do as a team, right, is you could have had CBD do the overcuts, and then, CBD do an undercut, and then B23 do an overcut, and then at that point you really pinch Hop House into a corner where, I mean, he's kind of screwed if he does and screwed if he doesn't type of situation. But I think with B23 matching Hop House, I think that a little bit of extra strategy might have just gone out the window here. But with this lap, we'll go ahead and see what these lap times are. It's a 120 for Hop House, and then, well, it's 120 for both drivers, but yeah, Hop House was 2/10 faster. Yeah, a little over 2/10 faster. 2.12, I think, is roughly around the ballpark of how quicker Hop House was on that last lap. And that's actually with B23 using a bit of overtake as well. So I think just around this track, he just doesn't have the same kind of pace that Hop House does. And now this field has started to spread a bit. now we'll go ahead and get to, actually, I'm going to comment on that purple sector there that Hop House just said. Hop House has got pace, but he just doesn't have the management. I mean, we've seen Hop House do some good management, but this has definitely not as good of a management job as he did in Barcelona, but he's still managing to outpace his championship rival of B23 while not directly competing against him. Like, they're not right next to each other in the standings. The team standings, they are. And I mean, well, it is a pretty sizable gap considering just how powerful and how dominant the EXO Repeat A team has been. But Hop House isn't super far behind in that driver standing either. And I mean, here's the thing, it's going to be, you got to do stuff sooner rather than later now because you only got 3 rounds left of the championship, including the one you're currently in. So it's pretty much make or break for these last 3 races here. And I mean, if it takes, all it takes is one bad result from the Kaizen squad, and EXO has this championship wrapped up early. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do some math here. I want to see. Actually, Artur, if you're not busy, good sir, I do have a favor I would like to ask of you. So, just at max, right? Because I haven't found a score, like, or how many points can be scored in a race. So, if you don't mind, what is the maximum amount of points a team can score within a single race here in GPL in general? Because I'm pretty sure SWT and GPL use the same scoring system. Or just either that or just tell me where to find it and I'll dig into it. Because I feel like if it's just one bad result and then it's a fastest lap plus a 1-2 for B23 and CBD in that EXO squad, then it's basically all she wrote for this championship. I just don't think there's enough. Yes, Lusion, if you have that information readily available. If not, that is okay. Just out of curiosity. I was trying to find it on the server, but didn't want to take my attention away too much because we might have some crazy shenanigans like what we're seeing here. With, it looks like Nemesis and Schulte are battling it out now. It's going to be really interesting to see how everything is going to play out here between these two. Now, Schulte, Nemesis, and your boy Grant have been basically duking it out almost the entirety of this race. So 64 points. So 64 points, I believe that is the amount of points left on the table overall. So yeah, it just takes one singular bad result. Oh, sorry. For next round there is 64 points, 64 max points available for round 7 when we head to Tokyo Expressway, and then 82 points left in round 8. So, I mean, I guess regardless, this is going to go down to the wire in the championship, but if it's going to take a miracle for the Kaizen squad to go ahead and jump back ahead if they have a bad result at any point. And hello, Whiteout, welcome to the stream. You're currently on board with this drag race between Schulte and Artura. Now, the neat thing about turn number 8 is that you can really cut it pretty early. Track limits aren't super strict here on this track, so you can really cut across those yellow lines and get a really good entry into that corner. So it gives you a lot of different options for different optimal racing lines here. So that is very nice to see. We love when the track allows drivers to kind of tinker around with their driving style. One drop score around in the drivers does not count for the constructors, so that's even a bit more drama to add here. So even if a bad result happens, say for, let's take a look at Hop House here, right? Actually no, let's go ahead and take a look at our current championship leader of B23. If he gets dead last next race, let's say, he can just drop that result, and that result will not count. So yeah, it's all to play for here in this championship, but B23 needs to stay consistent. He needs to stay within this top 3 because, I mean, there's 11 points right now in between him and his teammates, the top 2 in the Drivers' Championship. And yes, like Lucian said in the chat, it's still up for grabs between these top 3 here of CBD, Hop House, and B23 for the Drivers' Championship, but the Constructors' Championship is all but sealed. But I will say, I will give a lot of credit to this Kaizen Motorsports team. Brand new team with brand new drivers coming into GPL and getting a P2. Well, getting a P2 in a race in general on your first season is pretty nice, and it's, you know, definitely something that you can kind of brag about, you know, especially considering how competitive the field is here in GPL, whether you're in WEC or SWT. It doesn't matter which category you're in, the competition is super duper fierce. But I mean, to get wins and even to be at one stage like a contender for the team's championship, then that is incredible stuff. And I have nothing but respect for all of these drivers here, but I especially want to give a special bit of attention here to that Kaizen Motorsports squadron. I mean, it's their first season in GPL and they have done excellent. And I don't think that's really up for dispute. I mean, obviously the ultimate cherry on top would be winning that championship, but Exo Repeat has just been too strong this season. I'm pretty sure at some point there has always been an Exo driver on that in that top 3. And actually CBD has got a podium in every race but one, so that's why even though he is winless as of right now, he is still in second place in the Drivers' Championship. And a win here, I mean, this might even come down to Interlagos between CBD and Hop House. This might even come down to just that happening. We might have a Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton type situation, although as far as I know, this would be a lot more of a friendly competition compared to that incident, because I am pretty sure CBD and B23 are really good friends behind the scenes. They can be rivals on track, but they're excellent teammates. I mean, they work together quite a bit. Excellence indeed. Whiteout, you have nailed the hammer right on top of the head. But here's something that I think is actually going to get revealed here pretty soon, if it hasn't already. I did miss last week because I was moving, and so you're actually currently live from a camper. I have a new temporary setup in a camper in North Florida, so that is where I am currently streaming and watching this race from. I mean, we need another like Florida circuit in Gran Turismo, personally. Petition for Sebring, anyone? Yeah, I know. But actually, this actually does bring up a really good question. I'm gonna go ahead and ask 2 questions to chat, and you guys can answer if you guys like. You guys know what to do at this stage. Just drop your answer in chat. And yeah, Sebring and Gran Turismo, I know, wishful thinking. So anyways, what track would you guys like to see on the next GPL calendar? Because I'm sure that might be getting revealed here in the coming months. It'll probably be sometime shortly after Interlagos, so it won't be before the season ends, but I think sometime shortly after that we will have new tracks. Well, not new tracks in Gran Turismo, more likely to get another minivan, which is unfortunate, but it is true. But yeah, what do you guys think for tracks you guys would like to see in next season's calendar? I will still say for the funny, we need Igor Norwand as one of the tracks. I know that track would be awful for racing, but I think it would be awful for the drivers, but fun for us. But I think also another good track that I think the GPL could use, I think we should just go to Le Mans. You know, why not, right? I think Super Formulas around Le Mans would be pretty fun. It would be a slipstream battle down the Mulsanne constantly, but it's a fun track. And also, I know we do have the SF500 coming up at some point. Something that we do in the off season. Actually, that was my first time commentating for GPL. Was during the last SF500 at Belgium. It was myself and the driver who's about to be on your screen, B23, commentating that race. It was a lot of fun. I think that still is the longest race I've ever commentated. Oh, LMPs are incoming, I hear. That is gonna be fun. For those of you who may know a little bit, some incoming Wreckus lore. I do commentate for LSR, and I do Le Mans Ultimate over there. And honestly, I really do like endurance racing and watching prototypes race. I think they're really fun to drive. I will try to keep my Hyundai bias to a minimum. But yeah, LMP season should be really, really fun. Can't wait to see it. Speaking of seasons, we had that GT500 season, and which was a lot of fun to commentate, except for Kyoto. We don't talk about Kyoto, but do we have any kind of inkling of what the next mini-series is going to be? Because if next season is truly LMP cars, then what do we have in terms of the micro series? And I promise you, if you say a Jimny Cup, I'm gonna laugh, and it's gonna be the funniest thing I've ever commentated. I mean, that might be the case. We'll have to find out. But right now, we're just gonna go take a look once again, and wow, yeah, Hop House has just had so much more pace than B23 had, so he's really pulling away. So this field is really spread out right now. This field is more scattered than a bunch of Easter eggs at a kid's church on a Sunday morning. I see someone else was also a fan of the Jimny Cup idea. If we do that, we have to do Jaeger Norwand. Or we can do NASCAR, one of the two. So we're still on board with this battle with your boy Grand and Nemesis as we're down, and we're down till about almost the last 5 laps. This race really felt like it kind of flew by, especially when I started rambling about what we should do for next season. So GPL 500 rebranded from SF 500. All right. So Lucia there dropping a little bit of a roadmap for the future seasons that we're gonna have, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll very likely still be around for commentary for all of these, so it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because all these seasons, summer 2025, GPL 500 in the fall of this year, and then we're gonna have LMP, which is gonna be ran similar to that GT 500 series, and then we have winter 2026 for Super Formula. So that is going to be really, really interesting, to say the least. Oh, actually, sorry, summer 2025 is the GPL 500. Then fall will be the GT 500 series, and then winter will be Super Formula again. So you're going to see a good amount of variety here in GPL here in the coming months and even the coming year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see you guys around there. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This field is still spread out quite marginally. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any position changes coming up here anytime soon. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and start asking chat some questions. So, chat, my beloved chat, what tracks do you want to see in these upcoming seasons here that were displayed by Illusion? Because honestly, there's so many tracks that'd be good for these. I do want to just say, I think it'd be really funny to see an oval for any of these series, but I know NASCAR is not part of that category that was given here, so I just really want to commentate on the oval apparently. But Alsace, yes, Flaring Aces just hit a really good one there. Alsace, banger track. I enjoy it. I drove Super Formula on it just as like a little practice thing, and it turned out pretty nice. I would personally say, aside from my meme track of Igor Norwan, I would just say personally for me, let's do the track we're currently on, but in its regular configuration. Let's do it in the regular forward-facing configuration. That could be cool. Or even the Blue Moon Bay infield track is pretty fun too. I like that track quite a bit. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Really looking forward to see what these counters look like and just what tracks we have on them. As we see Killswitch get out of the way for his teammate. And it is only 3 more laps here for CBD. I mean, it's been pretty much a dominant race from the lights to the checkered flag. If he can keep this up, and LMP's on Road Atlanta, that's going to be fire too. You're probably going to see everybody get hit with a track limit violation at least once. Actually, a pit lane violation, because the track is pretty notorious for it. That and the Red Bull Ring, I heard, are pretty notorious for that type of incident. Actually, yes, that is my honorary co-commentator here while I am at this RV. The bird's name is Peeps. I try to name him Reno because it is a yellow parakeet. No, Flaring Aces, you're not just hearing things. There is indeed a yellow screen parakeet that has been my honorary co-commentator and my honorary live audience ever since I've been here. Yes, he is saying things. He's probably saying that we need to run a NASCAR series. Legend, yes. Peeps is indeed a legend. We need to put Peeps in one of these Super Formula cars. I think he could school the entire field. He might be even whiteout levels of dominant. I'm kidding. But imagine. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised this is the first time someone brought it up. Yeah, Peeps has been here while I am currently in transition between one apartment to the other. Peeps has been here as my honorary co-commentator and live audience. I posted on my Instagram story once that he was just vibing during one of my GT3 streams. He is indeed a legend. If you guys want, I'll put a picture of him in the Discord later. But yes, Peeps is here. Now, if I try to get him to talk, he won't say anything, but we'll see if he has other words of wisdom here. See if we can maybe get him to give a prediction on who is going to win this race. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty set in stone here who's going to win. It's going to be this man right here as he starts the final lap of this race. And I mean, it's just been a dominant drive here. And look how much overtake he has. He's definitely going to try to yoink that fastest lap time away from Hop House. I mean, definitely not going to burn the overtake there in the chicane, but definitely on these two massive straightaways, on the exit of turn 7 and on the exit of turn 15, he's really going to burn that overtake up. So we're going to see how the rest of this plays out. I mean, it's kind of obvious how it's going to play out. CBD has had a very stellar drive here. He'll finally, after 6 races, he will get his first win of the season. And it has been a very well-deserved one. He is down in his personal time, but I think now he's going to really just put pedal to the metal. He's going to burn all that overtake. He has so much overtake left, actually, compared to his rivals. Actually, we'll see. Yeah, Hop House is going to try to burn the overtake, too. This really is just going to be a battle for fastest lap now at this stage. B23 I mean, he's had a pretty quiet race himself. Pretty much just sat in. I think he only made up one position the entire race, but yeah, CBD has had a super strong race. We'll see what he's gonna go ahead and do. See if he can get that fastest lap. But coming around the final few quarters now, it is pedal to the metal now, overtake to the max, and CBD got one more corner left to navigate, and he's gonna bring it on home. CBD takes his first win of the season here at Trial Mountain, and what a well-deserved race. He will not get the fastest lap of the race. That still belongs to Hop House. He won't improve either, but we'll see if B23 can improve now. This is gonna basically become a qualifying session. See if he's gonna turn on the afterburners. Can he get a fast lap? No, he cannot. B23 will round out our podium here in P3. And then as that timer runs down, it's gonna be Schulte. And actually, Schulte and Jedi might actually have a fight here. Schulte actually is gonna get a really good position here for the High Caliber Racing team. He's gonna go ahead and he's gotta keep it up. I mean, those tires are definitely in a pretty rough shape, but I mean, well, better shape than the Jedi's, and Jedi's got damaged. So Schulte will come home, and I believe his best finish of the season, a P4 here at Trial Mountain, and that is points that High Caliber Racing definitely needed on the day that they're celebrating their championship win with Exodus Motorsports in collaboration to win the Constructors Championship in Formula GT. Your boy Grant is going to come across the line. Killswitch comes home a lap down. Nico currently in last place. He's going to go ahead and be the last two cars across the line. Arturo comes across in P7, and then Nico the Sicko will be the last driver. And I 100% agree with you, Lucian. It is a very well-deserved win here, and a long time coming there for Exo CBD. Your winner is the Mexican Minister of Defense here in GPL. It is the man that's about to pop up on your screen, and there's a game crash.